Rocky TK is here. Grab your favorite stuffed animal and some pop of the corn, or if you're not a popcorn person, grab your favorite snack. It's real time with Rocky, or real talk. Rocky TK is here. How you guys doing? Got my real Akuma here. He's gonna join us today with Real Talk with Rocky. So today we're gonna be kind of talking about some, self-esteem, having confidence, being strong because you are strong. I kind of feel like that girl from like All That. If don't make me feel old if you guys don't know who I'm talking about. But Amanda Bynes from All That, and you remember how I was like, ask Ashley? That's me. So in this case, ask Rocky. That's me. Sorry. So really this is going to be kind of turning into people asking questions. Eventually I love you guys to just put comments in the comment section for me and just kind of like ask me questions, any like, I can try to give you guys advice or like tips of what I do to be sane. But so today we're really gonna be just speaking on like self-esteem and just confidence. So I've had people ask me like, how are you so confident? How do you just do the things that you do? And honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I, especially in high school, was not a very confident person. I got taken advantage of a lot. One second. Popcorn break. But I got taken advantage of a lot. It was like really kind of hard, because it's like being in high school, everyone's judging you. Everything is just so crazy because people just expect you to be a certain type of way. And so I used to kind of like follow people around, and this was more so in like early parts of elementary school, and that's really when it like started, because that's when kids start getting really like evil. Like especially in like 5th grade, I feel like. But I can't speak for everyone, because there's always those little like shitheads in 1st grade who always used to like trip you on the playground and just be like, bitch, and you just wanted to like just burn their houses. But I don't condone that. Don't do that. No, stop thinking about it. Stop. Popcorn break. But it's like, yeah, that kind of stuff, it used to like really piss me off. I mean, like I never really knew how to go about doing things, and unfortunately, because I wasn't really much of a leader, I got taken advantage of. I followed people around, and I just kind of took the bullshit, if that makes sense. And it was really hard, you know what I mean? So it does really kind of lower your confidence and your self-esteem. And another thing that really lowered my confidence was my hyperhidrosis, which at the end of this video, I will definitely put a link at the end so you guys can watch that. It's just tips on hyperhidrosis and eczema with my friend Monica, which I will put a link for her YouTube channel at the end of this video. But anywho, dealing with my hyperhidrosis, which is basically just excessive sweating in like say your hands, underarms, feet, basic sweat areas, I guess. And that was where people really like picked, you know what I mean? Like it really lowered my self-esteem and my confidence. Some of it was my eyebrows. My eyebrows used to be very, very thick. They're still really thick, but I've come to love my thickness. But I used to not. I used to like get my mom to take me to just go wax my eyebrows like around, I think I want to say I started doing around like 5th grade, because it was just so crazy. Like they were just like doing their own thing, like spreading like up to my like freaking hairline, and I was just like, Sasquatch, Sasquatch. Like, I was just like, help. I was like, but that really used to like mess up my confidence. Like, I was just like, people would like pick on that, be like, oh, you have caterpillar eyebrows, or like, ew, your hands are so clammy, like, what the hell. And this kind of dragged into like high school, like the eyebrow thing, that kind of, that passed. But it was just, the sweating, it was just, being nervous about some things, like especially when it came to like boys, and just like, just in general, like, so honestly, in high school, I was definitely the jokester, but as well as just being very like to myself. So like, either I was the person everyone noticed in the class, or just everyone just pretty much was like, oh, we like her, she's cool, or I was just someone who really stayed quiet. Like, you either saw me or you didn't. So, and that's just basically how I was in certain classes. Like, if one of my friends was in the class, oh, then everyone kind of just was like, okay, Rocky's cool. But if I really didn't know anybody and I didn't care to know nobody, I didn't want to be seen nor heard. So, but in a way, like I said, with some of just the stuff that I had to deal with, it does lower your confidence, and you care about what people think of you. You know what I mean? You do things to please other people when you really shouldn't. You know what I mean? And so once I got out of high school, I just naturally just stopped caring what people think. You know what I mean? Like, life's just too short to care about what people think of you. You know what I mean? And I mean, I get it in high school, you got the jocks, you got the nerds, you got the sci-fi geeks, you got the, yes, I said sci-fi geeks because there is a genre within a genre. So, but you got the goth kids, you got the punk rockers, I mean, I don't really think we label them like that, but we kind of did in in high school, like, well, at least for me, like, you knew who people were. But I was in that cross between nerd and like the anime geek, as well as the kind of like, I hung with the like punk and goth people as well. We were like, I think it was like a sector for us. Like, we kind of just decided like, we're just gonna share. And so, I wasn't like popular, but I wasn't like disliked either. So people liked me. And if you didn't like me, you just didn't talk to me. I could really care less. You know what I mean? I was just like, okay, I mean, I don't really care that much. I cared more so, when it came to someone I was trying to please. You know what I mean? And so you tried everything to get that person's attention. But like I said, once college started up, especially like I went to community college for 2 years, and I don't know, I just stopped caring. You know what I mean? And I just, like I said before, like, life is just too short. And I just felt like, what is the point in pleasing these people? I'm probably not gonna see your ass again. You know what I mean? So what is the point in pleasing you? You know what I mean? Like, it's just too much, to just try to make other people happy and try, when you're not happy. And that's probably the biggest thing that really hurts someone's self-esteem, is when you're being made fun of, as well as like the person you're trying to please thinks you're a piece of shit. You know what I mean? Or they just don't like you, or they just don't care to want to get to know you. And so, you have to come to terms with, like, does it matter if people don't like me? Does it matter what that person thinks of me? When I go clubbing with my friends, I'm having a good time. I'm dancing, I'm drinking, I'm, dropping it low. And I just stopped caring. I don't know if it's the alcohol, but I stopped caring what people think, and I just don't, I just don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care if this guy sees me drinking like, alcohol after alcohol, which I don't condone that either. Alcohol poisoning is a thing, so no, don't do that. But it's like, even when you're not drinking, I'm the first person to just like, oh, hey, we had like this chalkboard in our ice cream shop. People get to draw on it and write on it. And you know, not gonna say any names, but you know, I took a friend of mine out for some ice cream, and you know, or well, she drove, but whatever's. You know, we went out to get ice cream, and I saw the chalkboard, and I was just like, I'm gonna go draw on this. Like, I'm just gonna put my 2 cents on here. But you know, she didn't follow behind me. You know, I think it was this like thing of like other eyes are looking at you while you do this, and I was just like, girl, like who cares? I'm like, fuck these people. I'm like, we're not gonna see them again. Like, who cares about them? And if we do, and they're just like, oh, you're that hoe nugget who was drawing on that chalkboard with that profanity, you know, and I'm just like, okay, gonna just eat my popcorn and walk away, you know, but who cares? Like, you know, and that's what I want you guys to understand, is that just stop caring what people think. I know it may seem like it seems easy me saying it, and I'm not saying this is gonna happen overnight, like y'all are gonna just magically stop caring. It does take time, and it takes patience. You have to slowly ease your way into it. Like, it's just like someone going from eating a meat-based diet to vegetarian. You can't just hop over and be vegetarian. I think you're gonna get sick. You know what I mean? So you have to slowly, gradually start eating just like, you know, less and less meat. You know what I mean? And so then to the point where you are, like you say, you know, say vegetarian now or vegan or whatever. But you can't just hop in and be like, oh, I'm confident now. It takes time, you know? And it also takes a sense of like, you know, just being comfortable with yourself. You know, it took me a while to just look at myself and say like, I love myself. You know, I love the way I look. I love the way I feel. And I'm just so happy, you know, with me. And that takes time to really look at yourself and say you really do, in all seriousness, love yourself, you know? And so I'm not saying to you guys like I'm forcing you, like you must do this today. But also remember too, like, you know, you matter, and that your confidence, you know, it matters, and you need to, like, you know, that's something that you need to work on. You can't sit there and just let life run all over you. You know what I mean? And I used to let life run all over me. It was with just dating, some of my friends, and just in general working, you know, jobs. You have people just running all over you because they think that they can. And even now today, like, I still have issues with little things, but it's not as crazy as it was when I was younger. And like I said, that's why I said it just takes time. It has nothing to do with age at all. There are people who are older than me who have self-esteem issues as well as just confidence issues. And like I said, you know, I'm hoping that my advice will help you guys, that, you know, sometimes just looking in a mirror and just saying to yourself like, you know, I'm worth it, and that I'm awesome. I did that. But like that, I'm awesome, and that, you know, for you ladies out there, and even guys too, sometimes, and this is gonna be very like funny, but just listen, hear me out for a second. You should just take off all your clothes. All seriousness, seriously, just look at yourself butt-ass motherfucking naked in the mirror. Seriously, just look at yourself butt-ass motherfucking naked in the mirror. And just say to yourself, you know what? I look motherfucking damn good today. I look good, you know? I mean, I might have a few lumps and bumps on my ass, and I might have some stretch marks, and I might have some freckles in this area, and I might have acne. It doesn't mean that you're not good enough. It doesn't even mean that. It just means that I have some imperfections, and I know I'm my own worst critic. But at the same time, you have to look at some of the positives, which is just like, you know what? there's some things about myself that I do like. And I think if you try to weigh out the positives from the negatives, you definitely will, you may see more positive. You see what I'm saying? But even if there's more negative, it's just like, look at some of the positive things. You know what I mean? And just kind of try to push those negative things away. It's gonna take time. And I think that's something that's important for people to understand, that this will not happen overnight. Your self-confidence will not just magically happen. Like someone just like snapped their fingers and said, you know what I mean? It's not gonna, no, I'm sorry. I wish it was like that for some people, because I know there's some people who have serious like self-esteem issues, but it's not gonna get better overnight. It's gonna take time. If you have to put like fucking sticky notes on your damn mirror in the morning to tell yourself like, you know what? I do have a good smile. Oh, I do have pretty lips. Yeah, my hair's bomb. You know, once I flat iron it, you know, or curl it or twist it, whatever, you natural ladies out there, you know, or relaxed ladies, or just people with just regular old everyday hair. You know, you have to just look at yourself and just be like, you know, these are some of the positive things about myself that I like, you know, and it's gonna take time, you know. And please, guys and girls, this is my biggest advice that I can give you guys. Do not let anybody tell you that you're not good enough either, because that was one of the things that that's something that when I was dating, you know, and this is me being real for a second with you guys, which is what I've been doing the whole time, of course. But you know, when I was dating, I had some pretty, you know, pretty mean boyfriends. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, you know. And so they said some things that just weren't okay. You know, it's things like, you know, saying like, well, if you change this about yourself, you know, which is something that maybe I didn't want to change, you know, but didn't speak up, you know what I mean, about it. And you just kept changing things about yourself to please that person. I can tell you from someone who's experienced that, please don't do that. And if you are doing that, stop, because it's not going to make things better. It's not going to make them stay with you. You know what I mean? You need to either A, leave, you know what I mean? Leave a relationship, because that is a form of abuse. Leave that relationship, as well as just telling them to fuck off, okay? And if you don't have the confidence to do that, just be like, you know what? Because you don't see me doing that to you. You see what I'm saying? And that's the thing. It's like, and if you are doing that, you need to stop. You know what I mean? Both of you need to stop. Don't be going back and forth, be like, well, you need to get a nose job. Well, you need a bigger dick. You know what I mean? So just don't do that. You know, it's not gonna make you feel better, and it's sure as hell not gonna make the other person feel any better. So, you know, like I said, at the end of the day, guys, just keep smiling, you know, keep working on that confidence, and I will see you guys next time. Rila Kuma says, bye.
We need love. We need love.